Hello, all of my Pisces friends. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for your July forecast because I'm about to read it to you in just a minute. Before I do that, I want to remind some of you about a book I wrote. This is on the heels of Roe v. Wade. As many of you know, I'm very passionate about helping people release the programming they received as little kids, little babies, that has been running their lives ever since. And I have a program, a technique called Take Back Your Life. And I'm working on a book called Take Back Your Money, which should be ready in another month or so. I wrote a book as a result of the Me Too movement, because so many people were coming forward, having tapped into their early programming relating to their first sexual imprinting. This is very, very powerful. If you have been treated poorly in a relationship, if you have been molested or touched inappropriately as a little child, because anything that happens to you as a child is then imprinted. And this goes on your whole life. When I saw all those women coming forward, I knew I had to write my book, Your First Sexual Imprinting, and a method of releasing old emotional trauma. I interviewed 10 very courageous women who shared their childhood programming, their first sexual imprinting. It doesn't usually occur when you're 40. It occurs maybe when you're 4 or 3 or 6. It varies. It is imprinted. Usually when it is so, if the child is so young that she doesn't have the words to express it, it makes it more difficult. And it is no less important. This book is available on Amazon. If it speaks to you, I'm so glad. And I hope you find it helpful. Okay. Now, Pisces, let's talk about this gorgeous chart that you've got. First of all, let's do Mars. Mars is passion. Mars is anger. Mars is what we fight with and fight for. Mars is our number one. Wherever it is in your chart, it's number one, your number one priority. It's been in your second house of money. And I hope that you are just pulling it in or have been pulling it in. On the 5th, it's going to move into your third house of communication and talking, and you're going to be speaking very directly, very passionately. I think that's terrific. So Mars in the second house creates money. It creates a flow. Have you noticed? Get it and spend it, and get it and spend it. Now, Jupiter, the greater benefic, is in your second house too. Wherever Jupiter is, it blesses you. It expands that area. And you might say, well, that area has not really expanded the way I'd hoped it would, because you've seen Jupiter in your second house. Well, Jupiter has been in the shadow of the retrograde for a while, and it's getting ready to go retrograde on the 28th. And when it's in the shadow, it feels like it is retrograde. When it's retrograde, it's not functioning at its highest and best level, because Jupiter is joy and abundance and God's blessings and, yes, money. So it's going to be retrograde until November 24th. Okay. After that, it starts moving forward and it will deliver. Right now, it's in preparatory mode when it goes retrograde. It's rethinking, redoing your money picture, how you earn your money, that type of thing. Okay, and then, of course, Mars is going to be moving forward naturally. But let's move ahead to Mars in the third house, speaking directly, sharing ideas, maybe going toe-to-toe with people. Third house is siblings. That could happen, but you're very passionate about your ideas. Let's look at the fourth house. Venus, the pink planet, is the lesser benefic. Jupiter is the greater benefic. Venus is the lesser benefic. It brings love. It brings money. It brings beauty. There's nothing lesser about it. And wherever Venus is what you love. Well, it's in your fourth house of home and family, and real estate. If you're in the real estate business, this should be really positive for you. On the 17th, it moves into your fifth house of fun and games. It's time to party with Venus in the fifth. If you have children, you will enjoy being with them because they're going to be part of this equation of fun and enjoyment and love in the home. And then after the 17th, with whoever you enjoy your life with. Is there somebody special in your life? If not, party, find them. If you have children, you will shower them with love. Okay. Mercury is the blue planet, and it's what we think about and talk about. It's in your fourth house. It's been there. You've been talking to relatives, maybe realtors, maybe contractors. Venus tends to beautify wherever it is. Did you beautify your home? And here is Mercury. There's communication about home, with family, etc. Mercury on the 5th will move into the 5th house. And so you're thinking about fun, you're thinking about enjoyment. And on the 19th, it moves into the 6th house of work. And you're focused on that, which is really cool. Now, the yellow planet is the sun, and that is the center of our life. The sun is the giver of life. And in that 5th house of fun, this is a terrific time to socialize, perhaps have a group meeting, a fun meeting. It is time to enjoy, is what this chart is saying. And on the 22nd, the sun, the giver of life, moves into your 6th house of work and puts you in a leadership slot, perhaps. If you're looking for a new job, it's very, very helpful to you because it creates life. This is just beautiful. Wherever the sun is, it comes alive. Your fun, your kids, you might say, I don't have kids. Well, pets are children too. And then the sun and Mercury wind up together in the 5th house and in the 6th house of work. Now we have a full moon, and that's when things come to a head on the 13th of the month. It's in 21 degrees of Capricorn. Find that in your birth chart and combine it with this beautiful full moon in your 11th house of friends, humanitarian groups, and philanthropic projects. This is you really loving your friends and wanting to be with your friends. And the full moon can bring lots of friendship, lots of social activity. 2 weeks later, we have a new moon. That's on the 28th, the very day that Jupiter goes retrograde, interestingly enough. The new moon is when energy starts growing again, because it's like on the full moon, it's like a a balloon that goes pop, it explodes. And then for the next 2 weeks, the energy kind of diminishes. Just before the new moon, 2 days before, we're in the dark of the moon. Nobody really has a whole lot of energy. On the new moon, things start going forward. Okay, so on the new moon is the 28th. It's in 5 degrees, 39 minutes of Leo. And this reactivates your job and your work. So isn't this cool? I love it. And I hope you have a fabulous July. And I hope you'll join me in August when once again I take a look at your forecast. Until then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.